What we've got here is one of Exposure's helmet brackets, and I was a little bit concerned about how tight to do it up as to whether that might even crack my bicycle helmet, and I wondered if there was a way we could improve how it would actually hold in place. So what we've got there is the helmet mount, and I've bought some replacement shoe soles from eBay, self-adhesive rubber with a grip. Very, very cheap from eBay. I think they were around about £1 delivered for several of them, and you're only going to need a couple just to cut to size and fit to the bracket. So if we take apart the helmet mount, using an Allen key, we've then got the two sides that are going to clamp against the helmet. So what we need to do is just cut to size the self-adhesive shoe sole so that it sticks on the inside like that on either side, and that's going to give us a nice spongy, grippy surface, so you won't have to do up the bracket that tight to give a really secure hold against the helmet and not allow it to slip about. The thing you can't tell from the video is the adhesive on these really smells, but that wears off after a little while. So I'm just going to very, very roughly cut around that shape. Really doesn't matter, you haven't got to be accurate at all with this, because if you're going to cut it down small, you're never even going to see it. So let's just take a little bit off all the way around, just to bring it down nice and small. I'm then going to make a hole in the center, just cut around that as well. So what you can end up with is just a ring of grippy rubber that's self-adhesive, ready to fit onto the bracket. As I say, it's so cheap, this stuff, that you can afford to be really quite slapdash. Don't need to spend any time measuring at all. And you can see already that's fitting on there really quite nicely. And as it's about 1 millimetre in all the way round, you're really not even going to see it. Certainly see it less than if you were to crack the helmet. And I have to say, really, really impressed with Exposure's products. There is nothing wrong with this helmet bracket. I really have to say that. I haven't had any problems with helmet cracking. It's just something that I looked at and thought, oh, that could be a bit grippier. So superb products. It's just something that adds that finishing touch, basically. So if we peel off the backing, that's going to sit on there. It's really quite good adhesive on this particular thing, and you can see already that fits on there quite nicely. You're not going to notice it, and it's just ready to clamp either side. So I'm going to repeat exactly that exercise on the top side. So there's the second one cut to fit, and we can just stick that onto the upper part of the bracket. That'll just sit there quite nicely. So both sides facing where it's going to squeeze against the helmet. And then for my particular helmet, that's going to need the longer bolt to squeeze through. And what you can see there is that surface, that squidgy, grippy shoe surface, it will then just sit on top of the helmet. It gives it a little bit of stiction. So even when you're only doing up with light tension with the bolt, it just holds it nicely in place, and you can feel there's no damage to that helmet surface because it's just sitting there. And even before I've bolted the bottom side on, it doesn't really want to go anywhere. It doesn't really want to slide around. So you'll be able to actually move that ball and socket joint at the top, position your rather wonderful exposure light, and see where you're going and enjoy the trail. So thank you very much for watching.